Adversaries come in many forms, but you will be victorious when you realize that worship is warfare.
Adversaries are necessary because without them, you never really discover your purpose.
We've accepted what somebody told us we were in our past. So our past is sabotaging our ability to hear instruction.
We are not much unlike a battery. The negative is the thing that's needed to produce the power.
I empowered you to overcome everything you've overcome up to this present moment. I fixed you for what's going to happen after this.
You were in the mind of God long before you were ever born.
You are not alone in your battle. God has your back because worship is warfare. Put these 4 messages in your arsenal today on CD or DVD. Equip yourself by visiting our website or by calling 1-800-591-8480.
It's now easier than ever to stay connected with David G. Evans and the Bethany Baptist Church family. Follow the ministry and rejoice in all that God is doing by following us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. On Facebook, you'll be up to date on the latest happenings. You can watch our Sunday services on Facebook Live, 8 and 11 a.m. Eastern.
Here comes the power. Hallelujah.
Words of wisdom and encouragement can be found on Twitter, and you'll get up to the minute sermon points as they happen in our weekly worship services. Follow us on Instagram and be blessed by the inspirational and special moments that are highlighted each week, and meet the people who are the heart of our ministry. And if it's video you want, subscribe to the Bethany Baptist Church channel on YouTube. See the celebrations, the special events, and the many, many people who are helping to transform lives one at a time. Stay connected with David G. Evans on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, and become a member of our broadcast family today.
What if you could make one decision to unleash everything great in your life? Would you do it? Would you say yes? Aren't you tired of your relationships, your health, and so much more suffering because you lack the truth you need to change? The life you desire is within your reach. You can achieve all the success, happiness, and prosperity you deserve by simply learning the secrets that lead to real personal transformation. Change is hard, but not impossible. You just have to make one radical decision to get real. And there's no better authority on the real steps to change than David G. Evans.
Some men trust in chariots. Some men trust in horses. But we will trust in the Lord.
David G. Evans is leading the charge to bring you the power to change your life. He is committed to the mission of helping you transform and become a person of power, and it starts with his all-new system to change your situation. At the centerpiece of this life-altering collection is David Evans' groundbreaking training course. From ridiculous to radical to real, this means war. In this series, you will discover the steps to change. This series includes 2 powerful messages, each on winning the battle in your mind and cultivating a language of faith. That's 4 messages, 4 power-filled hours of material. If you want a better marriage, this series has the answers. If you want to achieve financial independence God's way, the secrets in this series will empower you to make it happen. If you want a life of power, anointing, and influence, this series will show you how to get it, and there's more. You're looking for serious, immediate results. So Bishop Evans will also include one of his best-selling messages called Weapon of Warfare. This classic teaching will build you up to start fighting in the spirit for what you deserve. This powerhouse collection, from ridiculous to radical to real, and Weapon of Warfare, will give you all the biblical strategies you need to change anything in your life. This collection will ship to you immediately with your gift today to David G. Evans Ministries. This ministry is revolutionizing the kingdom by empowering believers. Souls are being saved daily, and we need your help to grow this impact in a real way. Call now and sow your seed of just $35 for your transformation to help people around the world. Your $35 love gift goes straight to the front lines of ministry, providing help to those that need it most. Call now. Make the decision to get the power you need to change your life forever.
indication that it's working.
Yeah.
I tell people infections grow too.
Yes, sir.
They-
Yes, sir. Are we on? Are we still waiting for the music?
Oh, hey y'all. Oh, we're live.
I guess we're on. Hello.
We're live. Hey y'all.
Welcome to On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. worldwide Eastern Standard Time. We are so honored that you've taken the time to join us today as we talk about faith, we talk about politics, sports, current events, points of interest, those things that will impact the culture, impact your lives, but always from a kingdom point of view. So our focus are the realities that you deal with every day, but always from a scriptural kingdom mindset. If that interests you, won't you please inbox somebody, text them, tweet them, whatever you have to do. Invite someone to join us on OnPointe right now. You can join us on our social media platform, Facebook and all the others at this moment, at David G. Evans 1. You can join us right now. You can comment as we go. And from time to time, we will respond to your posts. But what we really like for you to do is give us a call, 866-743-8267. That's 866-743-8267. That's 866-74-EVANS. Give us a call. Of course, joining us once again is my world-famous co-host, Reverend Nicholas A. Smith.
Yes.
What's happening, man?
I'm good this morning.
I am. I was thinking this morning about as I was getting my prayer time in. I was watching how the moon was so evident, and I could not see the sun, but I could see the moon, and of course the moon looked like the sun based upon the amount of light that the sun was giving it. And it started me thinking about how the glory that the Son, Jesus, had came from the Father.
Yeah.
And when I was looking at the moon today, I was looking at the brightness of the glory of the sun in the sky, and how in just a fleeting moment the moon was hidden.
Yeah.
But it did not mean that its glory was taken away.
Right. Still there.
Yeah, still there.
You couldn't see it.
No, I
but
couldn't
it's
see
still
it, but it's still there.
Yeah.
So it was a lesson in presence this morning, but also how we need to understand that now that God has, if you will, given us his glory, crowned us with glory, as it will, we ought not be as nearly excited about trying to see the manifestation of glory as we are about the presence of his glory in our lives, and that people might not be able to see it, but we need to know that it's there.
Okay.
Even on cloudy days when it's not evident, even on days when we don't feel it, we've got to know the glory of the Lord is still with us.
Glory's a person.
Absolutely.
We've mystified it into this whole smoke screen.
Yeah, it's a mist.
The glory of God is Jesus.
Yeah.
It's the person.
Yeah. So
some spookiness.
and just how amazing it is that I was talking to my class last night about the kingdom being within us, and I think the challenge to the believer's mind is how does a whole kingdom get inside of you?
Yep.
Well, if I understand kings, I understand a king represents a kingdom, and wherever a king is, his kingdom is represented.
Yep.
So that's how we get the kingdom in us, in the presence of the king.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay. And everybody's looking like, oh, okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
Because that's a challenge. You think, okay, I got all this kingdom. And then, Eden is the first manifestation of kingdom on the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, we had our challenges with it. So God decides, I know what I need to do. I need to put it in them. Not just have them in it, but I need to put it in them.
Yep.
And we search our lives trying to mature to a point where the manifestation of that kingdom is evident.
Yeah.
Because everything that Adam and Eve needed was in the garden, which says everything that we need is in the kingdom.
Yep. Learning about it, growing in it, maturing in it. Something we're going to talk about Wednesday.
Yeah.
The availability of promise versus those requirements that God has from us.
Right.
Abraham had to go through, a maturation process.
Sure.
You know, God said, I'm going to do this in you.
Yeah.
But there's some stuff I got to change your name, circumcise you. We got to do some work first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we don't. In my daily time, I pray according to the desires of my heart, but not desires that are disconnected from His will.
Yeah.
And some people say, well, what is His will? His word is His will. So you have to get too far away from that. So I try to stay cognizant of the fact that praying and believing you receive it does not mean believe you receive it without being in alignment with His will.
Yeah.
But a lot of people think that's disconnected.
Yeah. God gives you the desires of your heart.
Right.
Not gives you the desire. He puts a desire in your heart.
Yeah.
And that's when He gives it to you.
Yeah.
It's His desire for you.
Yeah. It's not our desire disconnected from His desire
Absolutely.
for us. You know,
Absolutely.
It's like Raina asked me for, will you buy me a car?
Yeah.
And I said, well, there's a car in my plans for you, but you're not ready for it yet.
Yep.
And it's a simple biblical example. I believe that the reason Isaac comes along so late in Abraham and Sarah's life is they were not ready for the full responsibility of what it was going to take to raise a generational promise connector like Isaac was going to be. So people looking at how old they are.
Yeah.
But there's some things that we're not ready for till later in our life.
Yeah.
The God things.
Yeah.
It just
They weren't having a child.
no.
It wasn't just some
No.
random.
Oh no. Most people say, "Oh, you can't have a baby yet." No.
This was the seed that's going to start the whole thing.
Yeah. This, we got to have the right person. No different than Mary.
Yeah.
She was younger, but evidently she was at a spiritual age, where God said, "Okay, among all the women," and then you have that Proverbs 31 that says, and I'm paraphrasing, "Many women have done well, but thou hast excelled them all."
Yeah.
So God was looking for someone in whom He could call the virtuous woman.
Yeah.
He said, "Folk have done virtuously, but thou hast excelled them all." That says a whole lot. There's a whole lot of folk that did well, but for this assignment, for this title, you had to go a little further.
Absolutely. Yep. And that's why it's important not to compare processes, because everybody's
Say it all the time, don't we?
it's different.
The goal demands the process. And we compared goals, manifested goals, have no idea what it's going to take to get there.
Yes.
Because what I'm asking God for, if I'm praying for a thing, I'm asking God for the process that goes along with it.
Absolutely. Which we often don't. We think of just the outcome. We never talk about the result. Lord, do this. Can you do this? Never say, okay, what do I got to do in between?
We premeditate the process that we desire for the thing that we want.
Yes.
So I got a way I want you to do it.
Yeah.
And the Bible says, nah, you don't understand how it works.
Not like that at all. I know the process.
Yeah, there's a way.
Yeah. That's why I still really believe that Naaman had to go through that process. He wanted his physical leprosy healed, but God wanted his anger issues healed, his ego
His
healed,
ego was tremendous.
all that stuff.
And here's the thing. He was an accomplished dude.
Yeah, very much.
And he was accomplished, but there was an imbalance. He had this awful disease, but he was incredibly well-known and incredibly successful. So he's balancing. I believe this is why he needed the ego, to help balance the leprosy.
To help him fight, but learn how to put it down when it comes to God.
But he wasn't required to do that before.
Yeah.
But his greatness helped him handle his leprosy.
Yes.
So anything that implied or did not speak to his greatness, he was offended by, because it reminded him of his condition.
Yeah.
So are you talking to me like I'm a leper?
Yes.
Or are you talking to me like I'm a warrior?
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to you like a leper, but I need, or it could be too. I'm talking to you like a leper, so that warrior can come out, so you can learn to war with yourself, overcome yourself, so you won't mess this thing up.
But what was amazing about that is, as an individual in charge of an army, he was absolutely used to people obeying simple instructions, and there was no debate.
Yep.
But when it came to him,
Yeah, it was all.
now hold it now.
Hold up. Yeah.
Don't forget who I am
Yeah.
now.
We want a process that matches our ego.
Well,
that's really what
that's just the whole point. We're back to I got a predisposition based upon who I think I am as to how God ought to move in my life.
Yes.
But we always say it all the time. The spectacular is hidden in the simple.
Yep.
That's why he tells him to do something simple. And then his servants say, "Nah, he asked you to go out and conquer a country. You
went and did it
like that.
This one small thing.
You can't do this."
Yeah. Which shows you how offense can often be greater than your desire for a miracle.
It will give that impression. It'll give that impression, and you'll behave like that.
We'll be so offended that we're not willing to do what it takes to be healed. Yeah.
And he was willing to walk away.
Yeah.
Because his ego was scratched. And then somebody that cares for him had to bring him back down to earth and say, "Now look, you're not looking at this properly."
Right.
Which means he was imbalanced in this one area. Because a servant going to come to you and say, "Look, Doc, we've been with you a long time now. You're acting foolishly." And he's like, "All right, I'll go take the bag."
Right.
Right. But you need somebody with leverage in their life to say, "Hold up, you've conquered this, and this. The thing you want to conquer the most is in front of you. What are you going to do?"
Yeah. I mean, that's why it amazes me about his story. First, the woman in the house. God uses all these people that have no position, no power, to move this man with position and power to a place of healing. And if we're not open to that, if we're caught up in how the message comes and who the vessel comes through.
Sometimes the tent of our expectation is too small for God to move.
Yeah.
I was reading Isaiah yesterday or the day before, and God was talking about, "I need you to stretch your ropes on your tents.
Okay.
I need you to stretch your foundations because I'm going to do some new things for you. But if you don't stretch out this tent, there's no room for what I'm about to do in your life." And that happens in our thinking, in our hopes, in our foundations. We build foundations out of our own experience that don't allow God to move because we've restricted ourselves, therefore we've restricted Him.
Yes. Because our perceptions all, thought processes all.
Yeah. It's like Moses. His tent was small.
Yeah.
Who am I?
Yeah.
Who, me? That's basically what he was saying.
Yeah.
So his tent was just too small, and enlarge your boundaries, enlarge your.
I love how God works with us to keep enlarging. I'm gonna keep working with you.
Oh yeah. If not for those conversations,
we're gonna get you there.
If not for those conversations, those people would have missed their moments.
Yeah.
But he's evidently he knows the capability because he's chosen you. And he doesn't mind having to convince you.
Yeah. His mercy and grace kicks in. This whole mean God because you're struggling to believe. And if that was the case, none of us would have
we wouldn't
hope.
survive.
It's just.
He just reminds me of how he talks to you if you'll listen.
Yeah.
Because he would not tell you we're going to do this if he did not know you weren't capable of doing it.
Yeah.
So now he has to have a conversation with you so you come to the revelation that we can do this.
Yes. I know what you're ready. I know what you can do. You just don't know.
I know what's in you.
Let's talk to you so you can see.
I created you for this.
Yeah.
You haven't discovered it yet.
Yeah. You got to see it.
And he talks them right into it.
Just patient.
Oh man, infinitely.
Yeah. And that's why, again, I say that parable of the sower.
Oh.
To me, the biggest story is the persistence of the sower.
Yes,
I'm going to keep on sowing.
Yep, until I hit
good ground.
Yes,
it's here somewhere.
Yeah. That's a revelation for preachers.
Yes.
It's a revelation. You got to keep sowing.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yep.
The ground will respond.
Yeah. There's good ground somewhere up in here, and we're going to get it.
And what's amazing is that the text suggests that there is a response from bad ground.
Yeah.
It's not the fold reproduction doesn't happen, but there is some response. It does spring up.
So, the thorny ground.
Yeah, it does spring up. It does spring up. There is a response.
Yeah, something. But wayside the birds.
Yeah, man. There's a response.
Stony ground.
Yes, sir. There's
too shallow.
There's a response.
Yeah, it's just no full maturation.
No. The desired manifestation does not. The purposed manifestation of the word does not produce itself in its fullness.
Yeah.
But there is response.
Absolutely. Yeah. Something's going
Yeah,
on.
Doc.
But
The ground is troubled.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Hi, y'all. We had a little tangential conversation. I hope you were joining us this morning. 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. There is a light in line 1 lit up, but I don't see. They must be having a conversation. So, this Russia-Ukrainian thing. Okay, here it comes. Now, tell me what you think about Brittany Griner's situation in Russia.
Interesting thing.
Yeah.
She's been playing over there for a while,
Mm-hmm.
making good money.
Mm-hmm.
She knows the rules.
Mhm.
She knows the laws.
Mm-hmm.
What brings me some pause? People are like, well, she knew better. Why didn't she do
Okay,
this? Now,
okay.
that she could have done it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not against that.
Mm-hmm.
But a week before they start a war,
Yeah.
they all of a sudden arrest somebody who's been playing there for all this time,
Mm-hmm.
hide it, and then all of a sudden reveal it a couple weeks later. I can see it going both ways because she's been playing over there for years, so she knows how they are.
But if she's called celeb there, let me play advocate for a minute.
Mm.
Is it possible she felt as though because she thought she was accepted, that she could break a few rules and come through?
That's a possibility too. But I just wonder if it's convenient that she
Well,
got
I think it's
a week before the war starts.
I think she was the wrong time for her to even try it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I wasn't there, so I can see it going both ways.
You know, I'm waiting for some information from people who are connected to the situation.
Yeah.
You know, from the political level.
Yeah.
And see what the story behind the story is.
Yeah.
Because they've been letting her come back and forth for a long time. And perhaps she's been bringing it back and forth for a long time.
We don't know.
However,
Yeah.
we often don't get to play by the same rules that other people play.
Yeah.
And she had a lot to lose. I know of people,
Mm-hmm.
Pastor Nick, I know of a person who was muling drugs as a flight attendant.
Mm. They do it all the time. Yeah.
Back and forth for years
Mhm.
until finally somebody said something and somebody got caught and somebody said, well, you might want to check this out.
Yeah.
And they got caught, and it was like, my question was, why?
Mm.
My second question was, did it get that good to you that you just started to feel like nobody's ever going to question me?
Mm.
And they said, yeah.
Yeah. you compromise a few times.
Yeah.
It becomes easier to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I wonder why they took so long. I mean, what is it? We're talking about Russia here. Why they took so long to even say something?
We to try to anticipate the mindset of
Yeah.
the Russian leader in comparison to a Western mindset
Mhm.
is as puzzling as trying to compare the Western mindset to those rulers in Asia, in Korea, in Japan.
Mm.
And I think the whole difference is, the primary difference is our perception of time.
Mhm.
Americans move in moments, days, weeks, months, years.
Mm.
Asian folk think we think a decade is
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah.
Asian folk think in the terms of dynasties.
Yeah.
That's 100 years a shot.
Mhm.
So they have infinitely more patience in business, in conversation, in results coming forward than we do.
Yeah.
And Russia is an anomaly of its own.
Yeah, they are.
You know, I think our intelligence people understand the Russians better than the average individual does.
Yeah.
Because I think that whole, Secret Service thing is a lifestyle
Yeah.
for the Russian community.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They are. I mean, you got the guy used to run the KGB.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Come on now.
My thing is like this. Now, this is me being overly cautious.
Okay.
I don't care how much money they sending me to Russia. I ain't going. Even before the war started, I wouldn't.
I'm not trying to go to Russia.
I-
Send me anywhere else.
Right. I'll take you. Show me pictures of the historical sites.
That and Korea, I'm not going.
Right. China you can get a little away with, but I mean, I get it. This
Not much away.
yeah, not too much.
I've been there.
Yeah, I know, not too much.
It was a tense.
Yeah.
That border thing.
Yeah.
Is tense.
Yeah, not too much. But
You don't really know you out of America until a guy gets on the bus with an automatic weapon.
Yeah.
And says, "We will keep you, and we don't care what your government says."
yeah, yeah,
I'm like, yo,
yeah. Some places I'm like, cool.
I don't have to go.
Yeah, I mean, I get that they were tripling her salary.
$1 million
And-
bucks a year.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't know they made so little.
they make that's the other big question. Why are these women having to go play overseas to make so much money?
Well, same reason most of the people that can play at a professional level have to go to Europe,
Yeah,
because most guys are not going to make the NBA.
yeah, but like the women's soccer team,
Yep.
which is a big thing too.
Yep.
They're kicking everybody's behind,
Yep.
but they're paid less than the men's
Yep.
teams who's losing.
Mm-hmm.
If we paid our women better over here, then maybe we would.
Well, if it hadn't been for Venus Williams,
Mhm.
the whole pay thing with women period in tennis would be the same today.
Yeah,
Venus was the one that broke that open.
Yep.
Out of Wimbledon and said, "Oh no, we're not playing. I'm not playing.
yeah,
Since I'm the girl right now, I'm not playing.
Yeah.
You're gonna pay us."
Mhm.
And look what they did.
they had to do it. But it shouldn't have to take women that much work. And people say, well, I heard somebody say, well, women's basketball is not as good as men.
Well, it isn't.
I mean, to a certain degree.
I-
There's no dunking and all that stuff.
I've tried to watch it.
You,
You're not supposed to be missing layups and stuff at a professional level.
well, I haven't watched the professional. I'm talking about college.
Well, college, I think, is a little better than the
say
pros.
I saw a couple college games last year, and them girls were doing it.
The college girls are better than the pros. When I watch the pro game, I'm like,
I
they
haven't
getting
seen it.
paid for this?
I haven't seen it, but there are a lot of people that say women's.
You
the
watch a
women's are
couple.
good.
You watch a couple games. College game, I get South Carolina, Stanford, Connecticut. You see some ball. You go to the pro teams. Maybe this is me. I could be wrong. My perception.
Yeah.
If I'm a professional basketball player, all right, I think my standard for who can shoot has to be at least as good as the street standard.
Okay.
When we were playing ball in the street, if you shot 50%, they didn't pass you the ball. You had to be shooting 75, 80, 85, 90%. Not no 40, 42. These guys get $1 million for hitting 42% of the shots.
Yeah, well, I mean, you look at like Russ Brooks having struggling right now. There are a lot of NBA guys too that aren't shooting 80, 70.
But it's not it's not like an overall, like,
It's just-
like I don't see how a guy makes the pros and can't shoot a foul.
Except unless you're Shaq and you can stand there and jump a little bit and dunk.
The foul shot, though.
Yeah, if you're Shaq, you
They
ain't got
giving you that.
Yeah, I you know,
Man.
everybody's not as tall as Shaq, but it's just
You know, and tall ain't got nothing to do with shooting
But I
a
mean,
foul.
But Shaq, he did foul shots with him. I mean, as much as he dominated the game, you accept the fact he can't shoot foul shots.
Well,
It just is.
that's why they started fouling him.
Yeah,
Getting him
hack a
foul.
Shaq,
Yeah,
yeah.
because he couldn't shoot.
And then he'll go in there and defense and take it out on him.
Yeah. Oh, he was a brute.
I know.
Robin from Delaware, 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. Hey, Robin, how you doing this morning?
Good morning, Bishop and Pastor Nick. How y'all doing this morning,
All
everyone?
right. What's going on?
Oh, no, I'm enjoying the conversation, especially if we all was talking about how God puts the desires in your heart. There's a lot of things that I never thought I would be doing, and I know God put them, in my heart to do. So I thank you for the conversation. But I just have a couple of comments regarding the 10 times better
Yes.
past Sunday. That was such an eye-opener.
Okay.
When you helped a young lady regarding was she ready for marriage.
Okay.
The things that you said, anyone who didn't see that 10 times better,
That was
need
a
to go back and
post-discussion.
listen to that.
The post-discussion, wasn't it?
Post-discussion.
Yes,
Post-discussion,
yes,
okay.
because you really broke it down.
Okay.
You really broke it down. I appreciate that. But what do y'all think about? Well, I'm gonna change the subject if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
If I have your permission.
You always change the subject without our permission, so go ahead.
Right.
I don't know why you're being so courteous this morning.
Exactly.
You know what?
Right.
That's why y'all start my Saturday morning. But with
You start ours too. Go ahead.
with the NFL, I'm looking at all these trades, all this money.
Yeah.
Then with Tom Brady coming back, I had a passenger from Boston said she's just sick of him. What does he want? A lot of attention? Why did he just stay retired? Why is he coming back?
But I mean, he loves playing the game still.
It makes him feel significant.
He loves playing the game.
Makes him feel significant.
I mean, he's got a competitive edge too.
But why go through the whole retiring thing?
Right.
I wonder.
Did he want his contract renegotiated?
No, he come back on the same deal. I think he probably retired.
Pastor Nick is an apologist for a lot of people. I want.
No, I'm not.
I want to hear what you have to say about this.
I'm not a huge.
Because
I respect Tom Brady.
I love the fact you find something good to say about everybody.
No,
Come
I respect Tom Brady. I totally respect him. Right?
We know that you're a Brady guy.
But no, I'm not a Brady guy.
Okay,
I'm not a Brady guy.
Come on, he gonna make it right.
When he retired,
you like the Lord when it comes to this. You make stuff right. Go ahead.
When he retired, something in me was like, he coming back. He's not.
I didn't believe it for a minute.
His competitive edge.
Did he need attention?
Him going down, I don't think he needs enough for attention. His competition is like crazy.
Come on, man.
What is he competing for? I mean, what attention does he need? He's got
what they got to do? Knock him out for him to get ready to retire?
No, I mean, but some people want to play a long time.
I get that.
And
what's he going to be? The Satchel Paige of professional football? Is that what he's going to be?
But for him, I think for him, that him losing that last game,
it was too much for him.
I was like, nah, not the way they lost.
I couldn't see him going out losing. I couldn't see him going out losing.
Not like that.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because he drove them down the field.
So he got upset and retired and didn't say, I really don't want to quit.
He might have got upset, talked to his family, but when he was home, he was like, they always say when you
win next year's Super Bowl, so why are you coming back? You're gonna lose again.
They say when you lose the passion for practice and all that stuff,
right,
that's when you're like,
right.
But obviously he's got that thing still.
Or does he just want another shot at
he might
at a Super Bowl?
He might. I was like, he's not done yet.
Now, Pastor, what you think about Fletcher Cox? They dropped him, now they're picking him back up.
Money. God, save some money.
I'm not. Some of the guys that got traded this week, I'm like, how are you letting this guy go?
I know.
Compensation.
I mean, guys that seem significant pieces of their puzzle, and guys that are not easily replaced.
Yeah, compensation. Like Devontae Adams, they gave him a first round, second round, and the money he wanted was too high.
Why did Deshaun Watson get let go from Texas?
Traded? Oh,
why?
Because first before all
he's that good,
before all the allegations came out.
What allegations?
Oh, you didn't hear about all that stuff with him?
No.
So he's been suspended for a whole year because 22 women said that massage therapists said that he, groped some of them.
He's spending all his time in massage parlors.
This is what a couple athletes said. They said, look, we don't know whether he's guilty or innocent, but majority of athletes have one or two massage therapists, and that's it. They keep it simple.
Okay.
He had 22 in different states. Some in different states, some were all in Texas.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
Wow.
Now, the court case, they said they didn't have enough evidence, so they're letting them go, but all 22 of them are doing civil case. Some may be out for money. Some may be legit.
Now, see that when I'm watching the fact that he's being traded, and I'm looking at what they're saying he can do, without me knowing what you just told me, I said, I wonder what else is happening. Why would they let him go?
He wanted out before then.
Why?
Because the organization wasn't building nothing around him. He was like,
but he's going to Cincinnati or Cleveland now.
Cleveland. Their GM was horrible. They let go of a lot of top guys and just.
Well, does Cleveland have a good reputation?
No, that's why I'm surprised why he went to Cleveland.
I'm not getting it.
I'm surprised he went to Cleveland. I'm like, Cleveland, you could have went to Atlanta. Atlanta wanted him. The Saints wanted him. But he went to Cleveland. But part of it is, too, they just signed him to a $230 million contract.
Ooh.
I'm just saying.
Well,
I would go to Cleveland.
I'd go to play. I'd go to play for $230. I'd go play for $230. $230. I'd
for
go
a 4 or 5 year deal.
I'd go play for $230. Yeah.
The highest paid person ever in NFL history.
Is he?
Yes.
They gave him the #1 contract
in NFL history. My black behind would be right in Cleveland. I don't care what you put around me.
So how much is that a year?
230. Was it 230? And I think it's a 5 year deal. Yeah, he's about almost $50 million a year.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's Mahomes' contract.
Yeah, but his is higher than Mahomes though.
Yo,
I wonder how much does the agents get of that?
They only get 3%.
Oh wow! I thought they would get more.
No. The NFL has rules. They get about 3. They get about 3 or 2%. I know a guy that does this, and they get some really big contracts, Mahomes and those guys, and I think he told me his is about 3% a year.
Wow.
But you could make it off the 3%.
You get 3% off of 5 contracts.
You make it on one if it's 45, 50 million a year.
You could.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah. Well, I'm done, y'all. But Bishop, the person who brought up about the message to do on Between the Sheets, and you was like, you don't remember doing it?
No.
Yes, you did.
I did?
I just ordered it.
Okay.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that one.
2019. I called the one the other day and ordered it.
If anybody knows
Yeah, she knows.
what I have preached, it is LaWanda McKinney. It is
Yep.
She's like the human library for sermons.
Yeah, she will. Yep. I get it in a couple of days.
Was that a one-off?
I don't know, man, but
Well,
because I don't
I'll tell
remember.
you what you said.
Don't tell us. Spoiler alert. All right, Rob, talk to you.
All right, y'all have the best one. Love you guys.
Bye.
See you.
866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. We know Tom from Florida is going to have some insight for us this morning. Hey, Tom, how you doing?
Morning, Bishop.
You all right, man? You all right?
Oh yeah, I'm doing great down here.
What's that I hear in your voice, man? Mm-hmm. That.
I didn't get to before I got on. Wasn't expecting for you to pop on that quick. I'm with Pastor Nick on Tom Brady.
Okay.
But I think his wife and kids were the reason he thought about retiring, because it was only a thought.
He didn't think long, did he? He didn't think long, did he?
It's only like a month, I think.
Yeah.
It was like a month too much. Yeah.
It was less than 40 days.
I saw one of the guys on TV this morning. He said, he made a couple runs to school and had to go to a couple games and stepped on some Legos and decided I'd rather get hit by Von Miller than take.
And the previous caller said he was, he didn't win last year. Their team was so injured, they probably should have won.
Yeah.
And if he gets most of those guys back, they have a good shot at going again. He's not going back to a losing team.
Okay.
If they can get the players back.
And can anybody explain who's the guy in Green Bay?
Aaron Rodgers.
Can anybody explain him to me?
He's always been a little quirky.
Quirky, is that what you call it now? He's an apologist for everybody, Tom. He's quirky. The dude's strange, man.
He's strange and quirky to me are somewhat the same.
And his receiver decided he ain't looking out for me. I got to look out for myself.
Well, I think he wanted almost $30 million a year, and he got it.
Yeah, he got it.
So they weren't ready. I don't think they wanted to pay that.
But they say he's been upset about his deal for the last couple of years.
Oh yeah.
But Rodgers could have walked in the front office and said, "Look, I need this guy.
Yeah.
If we want to win, I need him."
Yeah.
So the guy said, "Well, he ain't looking out for me, so I've got to go."
Yeah, they kind of knew it was going to be their last year together, so it's just.
I don't think they knew.
Get your money. No, I'm talking about last year. They both said it. They both said it
Okay.
because Aaron Rodgers wasn't supposed to come back this year. They
He's
both said
kinda
it.
like
They both publicly said
I
it.
think
This is
they'll
their last year
all
together.
unretire for money.
Oh, of course, yeah,
Work 6 months, make what?
yeah. I mean, you work 6 months and make what?
$25 million?
Even if you make $5 million for that 6 months, I mean,
I'd play.
Oh, yeah. And, he's kind of like a football version of Kyrie Irving,
Yeah, he's weird.
he's very strange.
Well, I know.
Very
You talking about Kyrie now?
No, well, Kyrie is too.
Earth is flat?
Yeah, Kyrie too. He's balling out. They say too. Kyrie and
Nobody ever said he couldn't play.
yeah, and Aaron Rodgers. They're anti-vaxxers. I mean, the way they do it is just
These savants had their issues.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Bishop, a little serious note, you were saying something about the different cultures.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a special the other day about the Russian culture compared to U.S.
Okay.
Not only that they're getting misinformation,
Oh, yeah.
but they think of time. Like, we want an election, we want it now. They
Mhm.
will wait. They see things in longer time
Absolutely. Absolutely.
periods. And okay, he's bad, but we've had it worse. And what can we do to get it better?
Mhm.
They're not on the same mindset. I saw a really good special on NBC the other day. Speaking about even if you get rid of Putin, to replace him, they're not like we are. Nowhere close.
Yeah. Well, we're microwave minded, and they're put it in the oven and cook it at 300 minded.
Yeah.
They're willing to wait for a longer process than we are, and that can be to our detriment.
other thing, we're changing it. Bill Barr, old Attorney General, he
Yeah.
has a book out.
Does
Did
he?
you see? Yeah, he has a book out, and he's talking about, and he's been on with Lester Holtz on this past week and a few other people,
Okay.
and he's talking about how crazy Trump was. I mean, he's saying some pretty, Trump's doing some hating right now. Trump's upset with this guy.
Is he?
Because he said that, he told Trump that he lost, and then Trump slamming his hand, you don't know what you're talking about. Trump, they're going toe to toe. And the guy goes, well, Lester asking, was he going to overthrow the government? He goes, that was his thought. The question I'm going to ask you, Bishop, is the crazy part. He goes, would you vote for him again? He goes, well, probably not. Because if he was a Republican person on the ticket, he goes, yeah. But what he did. I know, but the Democrat would probably be worse.
How?
The lesser of the.
How?
That's the craziness they're preaching.
He said, that he knows he didn't win. In other words, he keeps saying he won, but Bill Barr knows for a fact when they were in personal private room that he knows he didn't win. And it was amazing. If you hear any of the Lester Holt interviews, I'm going to read the book just for the heck of it, because it's just crazy. I think the book's called One Thing After Another.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
Interesting.
totally
I
crazy.
haven't seen any interviews concerning the book or anything yet. I'm very interested.
Oh yeah. But Trump is furious because he says a lot of things that you thought were happening, but he still is a Republican for Trump. I couldn't understand, and I don't think Lester Holt either, because if you look at his face.
So he's not a Republican for America. He's a Republican for Trump.
Exactly.
And there is a difference.
Yeah. And I got one more. I'm gonna leave you, Bishop.
Go ahead.
Again, down here in Florida, our senator, who used to be governor, Rick Scott.
Yeah.
He wants us to have a no-fly. He's going big. Well, no-fly zone. Put U.S. fighter jets up over there. And the commentator was like, "Well, wouldn't that cause World War III?" Oh no, the president needs to be tougher. And I'm like,
A no-fly zone in Florida?
No.
not Florida. Over
Ukraine.
Ukraine. Oh, okay. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, that's what he said, Florida. So
I was like, wait a minute. I was like, what's going on?
oh man.
That would be Ron DeSantis. That would be our governor.
Okay.
That wouldn't be out of the question.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Oh Lord. Good to talk to you, Tom.
All right, hey, you guys have a great day.
All right, man. You too. Talk to you soon.
Take care.
This is On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America Live. Every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Any smart device. At David G. Evans 1-866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. Anybody on Facebook this morning?
Our usual. Sid, Keisha, Robin,
Yeah.
Misty, Barry, a whole bunch of people are on you.
Anything we need to respond to?
Some people are talking about, we've got the football, talking about Kaepernick. Kaepernick is not coming back. They are not letting him back.
I just saw this morning that somebody said he was done.
He's done. He's been done. They're not going to let him back in. And NFL, like you said, wealthy people, they think in terms of time.
Yep.
They're just going to wait it out. He's going to get too old and too,
It just seems to be now what he's did is being celebrated, but they won't let him back in because he started it.
Yep. And they still resent the fact of all the quote unquote to them drama he put them through with all this, the spotlight and everything.
Well, I mean, they would. I believe the owners would have rather that some of these inconsistencies remain undiscovered.
Yeah.
And I think that they think that we're paying these guys to perform, and we really don't want to hear what they think.
It goes back to a minstrel show. You can perform in front of me.
Absolutely. Don't talk to me.
Don't talk to me.
Don't talk to me.
And that's why when Trump had met with all those black people when he first got elected,
Mm-hmm.
they were all entertainers. He wasn't meeting with no politics, no civil rights people.
No. And he met with a lot of people that were searching for some kind of significance, and they got it because the president was talking to him.
Yeah. Did you see Herschel Walker? Did you see his videos?
Where's his family?
He is lost.
Where is his family?
I know. Just
You need somebody to say, look, come over here, boy.
yeah.
Let me talk to you.
Sit down. You don't know what you're talking about. But I think Trump getting in and getting in is giving them some confidence they can do the same thing with him. But Herschel Walker, you're black still.
And here's the issue.
Sorry.
The average individual does not know the intense environment they are stepping into when they decide to get in a political arena.
Yep.
They have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're going in. I had a political boss tell me to my face, "You want to run to help people,
Mm-hmm.
but this is life and death to us. It's a blood sport." That's what he told me to my face.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "You want to help folk. That's not why we do this. This is a blood sport."
Yeah.
I'm like, yo,
Money and power.
yo.
Yeah.
That means they're not above ruining you if they need to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Anytime I say, years and years ago, that I was going to run, and a high official calls me and says, well, now that we know you're my enemy, I said, how did I get to be your enemy?
Yeah. Okay.
Last week, you know, I was a great supporter of yours. I'm running now, so I'm your enemy? Why is that? Because they didn't tell me to come and run. Yep.
Oh, because okay.
Yep.
They got to handpick you.
Yeah, they got to handpick you, and they got to bring you up through the rank. Well, maybe you want to do this first, and this, and this, and this. And that the prescription for promotion was told to me.
Okay. Wow. Now, is that just because New Jersey's like
No,
this, or
no,
is it
that's all
universal?
over.
Okay.
That's all over.
All right. Okay.
It's all over. New Jersey's a very good example of it,
Yeah.
but it's all over.
Okay.
3 Ds of politics. Deal with you. If can't deal with you, disparage you. If that doesn't work, destroy you.
Yeah.
Those are the 3 Ds of politics, American politics.
Yeah, it is brutal.
You have to deal to function.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you notice how easy it is for them to, like, throw dirt at you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even if it's lied, they skew it, tell enough.
Man, they will stop you from being able to get a job.
Mm-hmm. Look at Hillary Clinton. She is proving over these past few years
Mm-hmm.
she was right in all that election stuff she was talking about.
Absolutely.
I was like, I don't care whether you liked her or not. She talked about Ukraine, Russia with Trump,
Yep,
all that stuff.
all that stuff.
And all this stuff, she's being vindicated.
Yep.
But I'm like, because y'all didn't like her.
But they liked him,
Yeah.
which is crazy to me.
Yeah, well, I don't trust neither one of them, so I'm not going to vote at all. But you end up getting what you get.
At least Mrs. Clinton has a more stable moral compass
Yes.
than our previous president.
Yes.
Okay, but that didn't matter. That wasn't a driving force for a lot of
Yeah.
people.
I'm like, she's a liar. Well, which president doesn't lie? I'm like, hello? What, like, come on. Like,
The previous president's press person told us that we cannot take him literally. She literally said it on international TV.
Right.
The man in charge of the country, you cannot take him literally on the things he says.
Yeah.
In other words, she says, don't believe a word that he says.
He'll lie all the time. But
Let's go to Keisha, man. Hi, Keisha. How are you?
Hey, Bishop, how you doing?
All right. Welcome to On Point this morning.
Man, I'm telling you got a great assistant pastor. I'll tell you.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just can't. When y'all be coming on, like during the weekend, Sundays,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you, I just be sad if I miss it, but I know I can look at the replays.
Yeah.
But man, he tore that sermon up on Wednesday. Oh my Jesus!
I wasn't by myself.
If I miss like one time during the week, I'll be so mad.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, honey.
I mean, y'all both, boy, y'all just like, you like a pastor to me. He's your assistant pastor. I'm telling you, oh my God. I told my kids, y'all gotta get out. Y'all gotta wait. Y'all gotta wait for me. Y'all gotta go out my room. I gotta listen to this. I mean, it was, oh my God, it was an awesome message.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
He tore that message up.
Glad it worked for you.
But, I just thank God for just being on, faithfully, when I can.
Yeah.
And I try not to miss it. But, at the end, and I'm going to let you go. At the end, it's like, you hate the end when you eat like a piece of cake or a piece or ice cream. Oh my God! Oh, I'd be so mad. I'd be so hurt. But I do. I'm like, oh man. And then that's just make me like, anybody else got questions? Y'all better have up because we're about to go up the air. I'm like, oh my God.
When he ready to go, he ready to go.
For just being on Facebook
We
and everything.
love y'all.
So I'm gonna let you go.
But
You
we
have
gotta
a
put some
great
boundaries.
Talk to you, Keith.
All right.
Bye bye now. Let's go to Sid. Hey Sid, how you doing?
Sid.
Good morning, Bishop Evans and Pastor Nick.
How you doing?
Doing good, doing good. So, first, I have two questions, but first I want to thank you for your prayers. My 97-year-old aunt had fallen a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
She didn't break any bones, believe it or not.
Amazing.
And she's back home in her apartment, living, independently as she can.
Good.
So, it's a blessing. And then a friend of mine whose daughter was killed in a traffic accident.
My.
So I did let her know that you all were praying for her too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so my question was, what do you think of the controversy going on now in Philadelphia with Leah Thomas, the swimmer? And
The Penn swimmer, the transgender.
Is she from Penn?
Yeah.
Is she from Penn?
I mean,
She's
in my
on Penn's swim team, yeah.
I didn't know it was Penn
Right.
swim team.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
And,
what
they
do I
said that-
what do I think?
Yeah,
I think it's an unfair advantage.
I agree. I agree.
I think it's as plain as putting the world's fastest woman in a 100-meter race with the world's fastest man and expecting the competition to be even.
Yeah, I just don't understand. I mean, they said she had to take testosterone repressing drugs for a year, and that makes her qualified to compete with women. I mean,
But they're not talking about the fact that if she had to take them for a year, that artificially inflates your strength and all the other things you're able to do.
Mm-hmm.
right,
Yep.
right. And
So she was all she was all roided up.
Oh my goodness.
The ladies are right. I think
They're
so upset.
rightfully so upset. They should be.
Yeah. One of the athletes said it's different if it was a child taking the estrogen and all that stuff. I think estrogen stuff, all that stuff. So as they're older, they won't have the bulk of a male.
That guy looks like a guy.
Yeah, right.
Right.
It's different.
Right.
I mean, his shoulders are bigger than mine. I'm like, well, come on, man.
Like it's just.
He went through puberty already.
That's the thing. When you puberty already, it's just
It's not fair. They can't say it's fair. I don't understand Penn's pressure, bending to the pressure of it, because it's unfair to the rest of female athletes. Why should the females compete if they know for sure? And why are we accepting any records from him?
Right. Right.
When the gender piece is not pure.
Yeah, I think they're. I mean, I get trying to. How can I say this? Accommodate LGBTQ community and all the stuff like that. But I think
absolutely
in this case, at sports, there was an MMA fight, transgender. I mean, knocked the mess out of this woman.
It wasn't fair.
And it's like the bulk and strength is different.
It's different.
It's
not fair. There's nothing fair about it.
Yeah. Nope. And my second question was, what did you think about the Senate passing the Crown Act? I think it was yesterday, where they it has to go. I think it has to go to the House, but they're trying to make it, of course, so that you can't discriminate against black people for wearing their hair the way it grows out of our head. But I just feel like there's, it's just a roadblock. Really.
Did I miss something?
They passed a bill. Again,
in the Senate.
In the Senate, that if I think the Senate passed it too, that mainly black women, not much black men.
Okay.
If a black woman wears braids or natural style, it shouldn't be something to discriminate against.
Yeah.
But some men too. They shouldn't be something discriminatory, which it shouldn't be.
Yeah, because remember the guy that got his braids cut in the wrestling match in New Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the overall premise is this, and not to be too, fight the power in this, but it is true though. If you don't fit to a European standard of a look,
right,
you're usually outcast.
Okay.
Which I have a problem.
Okay.
Because if white people
Yeah.
wear braids,
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
Black people wear braids. It's too ethnic. It's
Okay.
not corporate.
Okay.
That's an issue.
Okay.
Because again, it's still appealing to a white standard
Okay.
Right.
of how they view acceptance,
Okay.
which I have an issue with.
Okay.
That's my problem. I'm not saying people should be looking out here looking all crazy and stuff,
Okay.
but you're seeing a generation like in the 70s where afros and stuff. You're seeing that same thought process coming back now.
There's a lot of people wearing afros.
Yeah, they're wearing afros, they're wearing their braids, because it's like, why do I have to continue to conform to y'all's, I wouldn't say y'all,
Right.
certain group standard, and y'all still don't accept me anyway?
Well, here's my problem. Is it a standard that we are, and I agree totally with everything you're saying, but looking at any group, is it a standard that you're fighting for right now, or is it a fad that you're fighting for that there won't even be a fight after a while?
It could be a mixture of both, but I think it's this is who I am. This is
Okay.
how my hair grows out.
Okay.
And
But a lot of them, it's not how their hair grows out.
I'm talking about black people.
I'm talking about black folk.
But black women's hair don't come out permed and straightened.
Well,
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't come out that
they
way.
buying hair.
But we're talking about
here's my problem.
ethnic hair.
It does it take away the I don't want to happen is that people that want their hair in a traditional style, let's put it that way, versus people that want their hair in a different style. I don't want either group feeling bad about that.
Well, I mean,
it should not become that I'm not totally black because I'm not wearing dreads. It shouldn't be that.
It's not becoming that for a lot of them. It's
Okay.
those who want,
Watch,
those who choose.
watch what happens. I watched the evolution of the covers of Ebony.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the evolution. I lived it. From as light as you could get to now it's hard to find a light-skinned person on the cover of Ebony.
But
So there was a cultural sense of rejection of lighter complected people.
because there was a cultural sense of a rejection of darker skin.
There you go.
But the
Right.
dilemma is
The
what you're seeing
pendulum
now.
falls
Here's the
too
thing.
far.
What you're seeing now is more of a balance of these people haven't been on for a while.
Okay.
Let's start integrating it more
Okay.
to give a variety of look.
But there's already a variety.
Not in Hollywood.
What do you mean not in Hollywood?
And
Is Hollywood the composite of who we
I'm
are?
just using it as an example.
I could care less what Hollywood says.
I'm using it as an example.
Okay.
Because we're talking about Ebony. That's a part of Hollywood.
Yeah,
It's a part of Hollywood.
but Hollywood doesn't rule my culture.
That
It shouldn't.
It does though in a little.
It shouldn't.
In some ways, though, Bishop. Because
Which is
you know the
which is
power
why
of-
if a film producing community rules your culture, that means your culture's identity changes like the wind.
it's the truth.
But
You know?
that's the dilemma. It goes back to let's put out here something that's
I don't know why we just can't be who we are.
But that's the problem with the
Right.
Crown Act.
But
You weren't letting these group of people be who they are.
within our context, Pastor Nick, we fight for something and then we switch it. It's no longer in vogue.
But the people that want that to maintain,
They're not going to maintain it, is what I'm telling you. I'm 70 years old.
Most of them are.
I've seen it go from one, we got to have this, to now we got to have this, to now we got to have that, and all this other stuff that we had to have gets discarded.
The issue is this. Here's the issue. The issue is not whether I can change it or not. The issue is I should be allowed to do this if I want to.
Who's not allowed?
But people were discriminated against people because of their hairstyle.
And had nothing to do with the skin?
Because they're black and because of their hairstyle.
It didn't have nothing to do with the skin, it's just the hair.
It's both. But again, you've heard the statement before, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Come
Now,
on.
I'm not saying somebody said it to you, but
Come on.
you've heard people say,
Come on.
that person's black, but you're different. You're not like the rest of them.
I've had it said to me.
Because look, speech, all that stuff, that implies that if somebody looks differently, they are not acceptable.
That's racism.
That's what I'm saying. That's the whole point of what I'm saying. Is that if I walked in, I have the hair for it, with dreads, and you come in clean face and clean look, and they say, look, that's acceptable, but that's not.
If I'm a black man and I own my own company and you come in with dreads, I don't have a problem with it.
Sure.
But I don't know if I have the right to tell you how to tell me how I want people to dress where I pay people.
To a certain degree. To a certain degree.
I told y'all he's the best apologist in the world.
No,
I love talking to him. I love talking to him.
To a certain degree.
Sid, we got to go. Danny, you're going to have to call us back next week.
To a certain degree. I'm not an all or nothing person. That's
well,
there's
me
gray
either.
areas.
Me either.
There's gray there.
Me either. But we
right.
live in gray areas. We don't really live in absolutes.
That's true.
We talk absolutes,
Yeah.
but we live in gray areas.
That's true.
Okay.
But if somebody came to you for an appointment and said, "Look, Bishop, I went there, majority white company. I had braids in my hair." A woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
You said, for example, they didn't hire me because I said they said I didn't meet their look.
Okay.
Their look is they want permed hair, clean cut.
Did
etc.
she know that before she went there?
But again, the problem is that's the dilemma. Is this a white way of how we want y'all to look?
Why is it? I don't think it's an ethnic way. I think that certain cultures have certain looks that's more acceptable to them.
Yes.
Okay, so if the culture is dominated by an ethnic group, then there's a way to look. There's a way to dress, and
But that's rooted in
everybody
racism,
accept
though.
that.
That's rooted in
So
racism.
I'm in Japan, and everybody's wearing whatever they're wearing, and I want to come over and say, well, why can't you all accept me the way that I am?
Because I'm not you.
I'm in Japan.
But how the Asians treated black people though too. I'm just saying. They're not the best at. They
I'm
beat the
just saying.
But again, they're not trying to change Japan. They're just saying this is who I am.
My issue is this, Pastor.
All right, sorry, we're over time.
No, we're way over. Maybe we can talk about this next
Right.
week. Thank you, Sid. I'll talk to you. Bye-bye.
Sorry.
Join us all day tomorrow. We'll see you then. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.